What's up, everybody? Today is Monday, the 29th. Um, Making an update video. I recorded this morning. Sorry, sipping on my morning cup of Joe. Anyways, I recorded this morning. I passed my 10 accounts, 5 on TopStep, 5 on Lucid. So I now have 10 funded accounts, 5 on each. This is that TradeSyncer cloud-based copier that I was telling you guys about that I was considering using, and I am now using it. I used it this morning both to pass the evals, and I took a trade on funded, and we won. My only problem was in both of my recordings, I'm realizing I'm saying the word so much. I'm going back and watching and watching and watching and realizing that I need to work on that. And I'm not going to put out a video where I'm saying every 3 seconds. It's ridiculous. I was just super tired this morning when I started recording. I've been up since 6. Obviously, a cup of Joe helps. But anyways, I wanted to review kind of what we did for the day. Let me open my Sierra charts and you guys can see, I'll show you the trades I took to pass my evals, and I'll also show you the one trade that I took on the funded accounts. So let me get that open. And also, as you can see, let me go back. This is showing all of the accounts. So we have, I need to stop saying. Let me filter this though, because this is including, the previous was including the eval accounts, which I don't want to include right now. So as you can see, it says plus 3.4K because we took one trade. We got 15 points, give or take 337. It says 10W at the bottom, which means 10 wins. However, that's obviously multiplied by the accounts that you have. So I took one trade and it was one win, but it says 10 wins, whatever. So back to Sierra. So off the morning, we got this insane V bottom. So what was actually really interesting was I considered taking this long because you can't see it right now, but there was a zone somewhere like right here or something like that. And this tested that zone, but my problem was I didn't want to take that entry because you can see, let me zoom in. We didn't trap this guy, right? So without that trap, that's much less in my mind of a confirmation for that entry for this guy. But anyways, the day goes on, blah, blah, blah. The first trade that I actually took on the evals was this short right here, this trap plus. I'm not really too sure why it says it's a trap plus. I think that, yeah, so in my mind, that's like not a super great trap plus. It should have come up here. I think this just fired because there was so little volume that anything was considered a divergence. So that's kind of why it fired as that. But anyways, I was looking for a reason to get short because we kind of sold off a decent amount. Um, so sorry, I lost my train of thought. So that was my first trade. I was trading two minis, and I pushed that one for 20 points. So that was 800 bucks. And then from there, I only needed 700. So I actually, what was the next trade I took? Oh, oh, it was the bottom of this trap plus. I took that. So we come down, we come back up, we trap this guy, we got a divergence. This guy got stuffed. I didn't try it yet because I wanted to see the reaction off of the initial or of the retrap. And then I took the re-entry of that trap, if that makes sense. So I took this flat bar. Obviously, you can see it worked pretty well. And I pushed this. I had two contracts. I need 700 bucks. So I pushed that for 700, which was in between 15 and 20 points. I think $700 on 2 contracts is going to be like 17 points or something like that. But anyways, so I took this, I passed the accounts, I activated them super fast. And then my first trade on funded was actually this. Now I know what you're thinking, it's not a super great entry, but I had some stuff in my mind that I was thinking of. So, first thing being, we make this nice push up. Here's the volume on that. We come back down, we print this guy, and then we print this, which is the reentry. So, obviously, it's not trapping this, which is what we really wanted to see. But I just had a feeling in my mind that this was going to give a rotation. The reason that I thought that was because of this. The buyers on the tape from these salmon colored prints were absolutely dead. Typically, these salmon colors have a decent amount of volume behind them. And so seeing that um, was a really good confirmation for me to get short. And we're printing it, as you can see, at this daily VWAP level in a zone. Again, not A plus, but I really, really wanted to grab this in case it rotated. And obviously you can see it paid you pretty nice. Like I said, I was on the funded accounts for this one. I only took 15 points. I wasn't pushing my luck. Once we got a strong push below this level, I set my stop to break even. And then shortly after, when this closed, I got my TP hit. So I will be back tomorrow. I've been saying this over and over and over, and I keep fucking it up somehow. I will be back tomorrow. Excuse me. With no excuses, I will be recording my live entries and exits. I will show you guys the cloud-based copier, the trade syncer, in real time so you can see how it works. You only have to get the connection established once per week. So the market reconciles obviously over the weekend, but also a lot of companies do their maintenance on their platforms, usually Saturday or Sunday. So Sunday open or Monday early before I trade, I just have to turn it on one more time, once per week, and then it's good to go for the entire week. I don't need to open Tradeovate again to tag Lucid as the follower accounts, and it's really nice. I've liked it so far. I've used it for one day, so I can't say that it's good or bad, but I will continue to use it for this week, and we will see how that goes. Like I said, tomorrow I will be back recording my live entries and exits, all that good fun stuff. And it is the week of New Year's, so I think, let me just check the news. So Thursday it's fully closed, obviously. The banks are closed on New Year's Day. And okay, so Wednesday is not a half day, it's full, but most of the banks are closed. USD is not, but I mean, all of these other banks being closed, I mean, like, you kind of know Wednesday, Thursday is day off, right? So Thursday, like I said, all these banks are still closed, including USD, which is ours. But the day before, most of the major ones are closed anyway, so I'll probably just take the day off. I'll log on Wednesday because I do have a meeting for work at around 7. But otherwise, I probably will take the day Wednesday off. And then I'll be back Friday. So I'll trade tomorrow, and then I'll probably trade Friday. And then I think going into next week, things are going to really start to pick up into the new year. People are done with their holidays. All of the federal bank holidays are done. I guess this is an Italian bank holiday. I don't know why. But regardless, I will be back tomorrow and then most likely Friday.